Today I'm reacting to Frieren episode 11. The next 3 episodes are on Patreon. Oh, right off the bat, just such beautiful cinematography. Hello, Fern. Aren't you wonderful? Don't I love you? Hi, Frieren, I love you too. She sure did. The way I love this show with all my heart. Oh, what a shot. If you didn't look at my review for the last episode, these last 2 episodes are the reason why I do a reaction channel. Like, being able to immortalize my experience with this show, even just for myself, let alone for you guys as well, it's just nothing makes me happier. I didn't get to say it the last episode in detail, but basically the relationship that Frieren has with Mana, I think, can be seen as symbolic for masculinity in this show. In the sense that the demons use Mana with confidence and pride, and they base their identity around it, whereas Frieren is taking an obscure, deceitful approach to it. Okay, what are we going to get in this episode? All the remnants of the people slain. I wonder how much Frieren is going to let the other 2 in on her past. I love watching her smile. It lights my heart. Oh my god, that choir in the background. Why is all the music in this show so phenomenal? I'm glad that even a character like his gets this little arc in this show. So much attention to detail. I completely love it. Another book. Love it. Oh, look at this shot. The shallow focus on her head, that's great. That was a great comedic moment. Literally, he whited out. I really love the humanization they are doing of Garnet here. It's fantastic. Like the fact that he would make that up just to try to spare Stark's life. He's a great dude. Oh, already? Okay. I don't know how much of this I can keep in for copyright, but I'm reading every word. I wasn't expecting this arc to end until the next episode. So cute. Oh, chills. Genuinely, I have chills. Oh, wow. I have my hand on my chest too. I didn't get to say the last scene, but I love the voice actors for them all as well, particularly Stark. Does she count? Well, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Does she count as first rank? Yeah. Interesting. Well, yeah, like literally. I mean, does she need qualifications?
さすがの俺でも大陸魔法協会は知っている。少なくとも半世紀以上前から。
Yeah, but to her, that's nothing.
全然最近じゃん。確か北側諸国でも一級試験が受けられる場所がありましたよね。
Again, more German in this show. Germany must have had a really big influence on Japan. And we'll never forget you. You're a cool dude, I like you. Are we gonna see something? What are you looking at? Snow.
そろそろ冬ですね。知らないの？
Nope. Please inform me. Was yeah. Flashback. Such a cool shot. Oh no, I thought we were getting a flashback. Stark. I love how we don't know when the title cards are gonna be. Still such a short amount of time. I love you. But just use magic to lift him, it'll be fine. True. Yeah, so I don't know if that song playing in the middle of the episode was showing that this is the end of an arc, but I assume so. Like, I assumed the show wouldn't just be playing music like that for no reason. Is it gonna be a new friend? Hello. That was dramatic. Yeah, Frieren, stop thirsting. Hentai. I don't know why for a second I thought he wouldn't be wearing pants. The word hentai threw me off, so I didn't know what to expect. I'm fascinated. Tell me... Yep, thank you. Thank you for telling me your story. It's what I was going to ask for. Okay, so religion coming back to it? What's happening here? Is he going to see the elf? Ah, he's seeing his dessert. With Aizen giving the thumbs up. I love that. I knew there was going to be the elf. I knew there was going to be the elf. I called it. It's understandable. But there's two mages there. Was that the only way to keep him warm? Really? Olsan. I'm really glad that religion is starting to come back into the show, because I found that really fascinating when it was brought up last time. It's interesting to see the limitations of their magic as well, like they can't just go for it. And again, with this elf being a monk as well, how that's going to lead to religion, how that's going to relate to her. I love Frieren so much. I have so much compassion for all of them. They're all incredibly likable. Bunny. Axe. I say it every episode, just the pacing of this show is incredible. Yeah, 6 months.
あの子は信仰心の熱いいい子だ。
クラフトはどうして女神様を信じているの？
Gimme. Why religion?
フリーレ
I
ン
want to
は
know about religion.
信じていないんだな。俺の成してきた偉業も正義も知っている奴は皆
Interesting.
だから俺は死んだら天国で女神様に褒めてもらうんだ。よく頑張った、クラフト。お前の人生は素晴らしいものだった。わかるだろう、フリーレン。自分の生きてきた奇跡
Oh,
が
the role of religion in a story like this is amazing.
あまりにも酷だ。
それはただの私たちの願望だ。
Using the shot of nature here as reinforcement is brilliant.
天国もか、フリーレン。お前が信じないって言うのなら、女神様の代わりに俺がお前を褒めてやる。
It's wonderful.
まさかハイターがこの村の孤児院の復興資金
Well, of course he is. It's him. Yeah, like we know Hyder at this point. Of course he'd be a good counterpoint to the monk.
酒を飲みながら何を言ってるんだこの生臭坊主は。
あなたには褒めてくれる人はいますか？
急にどうしたのさ。
代わりに私が褒めますよ。
だらだらと生きてきた
Love all the callbacks in this
褒
show.
められるようなことなんて何もない。
常に魔力を制限しているのに。
面白い話じゃない。
Yeah, this is exactly what I've been talking about. What is Frieren's internal motivation for fighting the Demon King?
私の子供は魔法使いになるかもしれませんよ。
僧侶は生涯独身でしょ。遠慮しておくよ。もう別のやつに褒めてもらったから。
そうか。いい友人を持ったな、フリーレン。
Yes, she does.
大事にしろ。
今は天国にいるよ。
ならいずれ会えるな。
そうだね。
根性の別れとは思わん。
I agree.
何百年後かにまたな。
Thank you, priest or monk.
おっさんも元気だな。楽しかったぜ。
ペンダントありがとうございました。
So first of all, if you're noticing the lighting changed, I'm only after noticing that the sun has come up, so I might have had to work my way around this in post to get the colors matching right. It's 6:55 in the morning, so that's why the lighting is changing. I'm going to be wrapping this up so I can finally go to bed. But first of all, I don't know if we're going to be getting a new OP and ED in the next episode, because this very much seemed to be the ending of a particular arc, obviously for the plot, but then also for the song that presented itself in the middle of the episode. I was alluding to it in the reaction itself just towards the end of the episode. You know, what role is religion and Frieren's faith, or lack thereof, going to have a large role in the all-encompassing story of Frieren here, or is it just kind of more one of those kind of smaller characteristics describing her character? In any way, I just think it's a really fascinating approach to have. First of all, I love the juxtaposition. I love the comparison between the elf monk versus Hyder, who is a human priest, because we have these two people who have an extremely similar approach to what to do with their time on this earth, but both of them could not be further apart. They could not be further diametrically opposed with regards to how much life they have. So seeing that sort of a comparison is absolutely brilliant. We seem to kind of like slowly but surely be kind of peeking more and more and more into the mentality of Frieren herself. Pardon me. You know, she is a person, she is kind of like a walking contradiction in that she's trying to be aloof to a lot that's happening around her, but she's a very caring, compassionate person who wants the best for those around her. She's very much, I guess, if you want to relate it back to the real world, if you want to use real world psychological terms, it's almost like she's anxious avoidant. She has like this avoidant attachment style to people, in the sense of she's like, kind of like the analogy of like a hedgehog. It's like this very tough exterior because of just the soft underbelly beneath. And I think that that is something that, again, can be applied. It can either be applied to a lot of different aspects of her life, or at the very least, it's just somewhat akin to the different things she has to go through and the different things she's put upon her. She understands from an extremely young age, that she has the power to vanquish the evil that lies within this land, and this is what she has to devote herself to. One can't help but wonder, what kind of life would Frieren be living once she has defeated the Demon King himself? And I think that that's definitely a question that seems to be kind of coming up against her more and more and more as time goes on, because she can't stop being influenced by the past, but she can't stop looking back either. And here again, in between this and, kind of more importantly, the previous episode, from what Flam was telling her, it's this idea of don't leave statues behind, don't leave reminders of the person you are. You need to be as kind of like hidden as possible if you stand a chance of fighting the Demon King. So here we have her on a very both practical and existential level, coming up against this idea of, can I even be the person I'm supposed to be? Because I'm supposed to live in the shadows. And there's no way to live in the shadows and also have this robust relationship with the outer world. So, it's kind of like, it's not even necessarily being with the powers that she possesses then. It's not even being like the biggest fish in a pond. Or at least it is in the sense of, but you also make sure the pond is completely empty. So just what is all this for? All this power that Frieren has, what can it possibly be for if she then essentially doesn't get to live? She's kind of caught between these two levels of existence. So I don't know where it's going to, where any of this is going to go from this point, but I've truly loved what is presumably the first real arc of this show, of the first real kind of beginning, middle, and end. And I think, again, to have a character like the monk act as this token, like literally asking her, to tell me your story, and for us to make the inference we do with the flashback she has of Hader and like the little things that she says, I think it's just a really fantastic end to this part of the story. So what I'm going to be doing at this point is, it's why I wanted to binge these 4 episodes tonight, which I'm really glad I did. What I'll probably be doing is, to the few of you still listening to this review, I'm going to do one of 2 things. The first being that when I shoot these reactions, it's very difficult for me because as I said in the last review, I'm trying to speak whenever there's lines of exposition on the screen, because then it's easier to cut for copyright. It's easier to just cut the scenes that are essential for the plot, and then you'll hear what I say after, what's in my head as well, because I try to make sure there's a cut every 5 to 7 seconds, 10 at the very most, so then I don't have to do an enormous amount of fading on the video itself. However, as time is going on, there's just going to be times where, one, I'm not able to keep all the thoughts in my head whilst looking for the timing, because then I'm kind of breaking immersion. Then it is just an unfortunate fact that I'm constantly thinking of the editing while I'm watching the episode, because I want there to be as little fading as possible. So I think what I'm going to do from now on is just relax on that. So presuming that it's okay with you guys, I'm going to use more fading. I'll try to keep fading as minimal as I can, but unfortunately these reactions are just going to be more faded from now on. But then that means that I just say what comes to mind when it comes to mind, and I don't have to worry about whether or not it's immediately following exposition. Because usually I try to not say something immediately after exposition, or I wait for the next cut to happen, or as in like next shot to happen, because that's what's going to allow me to make a cut. And it just leads, it just means that as much as I'm into the show, I'm just always thinking about how I'm going to be editing this particular shot of dialogue as it's already happening. So I probably will have to make that sacrifice. I've been going back and forth and a lot, but yeah. So that's one thing. The other thing I'm going to say, just to wrap up this review of a fantastic episode of just one of the best shows I've seen in such a long time, is after I edit all these episodes, I'm then more than likely going to go back and I'm going to watch this show from episode 1 all the way up to episode 11 with all the information I have now, because I know that this is definitely, well, it's confirmed to me now from my own watching that this is definitely the type of show where the details matter, that there is going to be so many callbacks and so many details, and I'm sure that you guys are just going crazy in the comments saying, wait until Tea Drinker gets to this bit, and did you notice this little bit here was actually connected to this, and this thing here? And maybe in the midst, because I am good at multitasking, of being able to say what I think out loud whilst reading the subtitles, but there's still going to be little things you miss here or there, the tiny little details, and I'm sure that for a lot of you, you're just kind of dying for me to pick up on all these things. So what I will most likely be doing now that I've shot this reaction is when you see my reaction out to episode 12, I will have rewatched the first 11 episodes of Frieren all over again. But yeah, I mean, now that we've kind of had this first kind of real challenge, so to speak, this first like leg of the journey that led to the big boss battle in the end for all three of our protagonists, and then like the little epilogue that kind of ties it together as well, really lovely for the overarching story of Frieren. It feels like they're now able to start, like, this in and of itself has been like the real prologue. And of course, if this hasn't been the end of the first arc, then I'm going to look like a fool. But nah, even if it's not like the first like official arc necessarily, from a storytelling point of view, obviously everything building up to this massive battle is in and of itself a bona fide arc. So that goes without saying. Be that as it may, I could say a little bit more, but I think in order to make these reviews enjoyable for you guys, as much as I enjoy giving stream of consciousness, I still want to make sure it's to a good enough quality. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'm very much looking forward to rewatching the first 11 episodes of this show. Now that I know the show is really for me, now that I know where the first 11 episodes are, it's kind of just like, rereading a couple chapters of the book before moving forward, because you just want to soak in all the details. I'm going to be rewatching all 11 episodes to do that, so that by the time I go into episode 12, I'm going to be prepared for this story taking me in very unknown directions, but at the same time, in the best way possible, very predictable and very organic directions, in ways that just make total sense for the story. I'm loving this show. Freaking love this show. I can't say enough good things about it. The art direction, oh my god, the music. I never talk about the music so much. Especially during that first fight scene with Luger when he was fighting the Earl. Like, very subtle music playing in the background. They could have went for something really bombastic, but they didn't. They used restraint, and it was so much more effective for that as well. You know, all the throwbacks to different eras of human history as well that we see through the eyes of Frieren. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. But I don't want this review to go on forever, so I am going to leave it there. If you are one of my free viewers on YouTube, or you are one of my patrons, either way, I want to thank you so much for your support. This is my favorite thing to do, and I want it to be my full-time job. So if you're not already supporting the channel, even if it's just $1 a month, it really genuinely goes a huge way for me doing what I do. And again, just if you appreciate the work that I'm doing here on this channel, because again, with the fading, I do try to show as much of the episode as I can. It's why each episode takes like a long time to edit, because I'm really going over it. Like I upload each iteration of my cut like several times. Like every time I make a reaction, I upload it about 4 or 5 different times to YouTube as an unlisted video, just to try to get the best level of fade, like the most amount of visuals you can get before it gets blocked, essentially. It's an extra step that I don't think a lot of other reaction channels do. I do it because I want you to get the best viewing experience. So if that's something that you appreciate, even just $1 for 1 month really does go a huge way in helping me. But be that as it may, Frieren, fantastic time. I'm very much looking forward to more, and I'm going to leave it there for now and finally get some sleep, because it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I've been doing this the entire night. So that's it. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thanks for watching.